So with that, I would like to introduce and welcome rather our young people. Today they will come and share with us from their wonderful experiences in the DR. Let's welcome Joe and Johan to come together. You know, when I see these capable young men, I have hope, because they are the future of our church, or future of the church. You know, that age group is the future of the church worldwide, everywhere. You know, God is raising up a young generation, and we want to pray for them. We want to listen to them and encourage them and support them. You know, when I was 18, I got saved. I got to travel to different parts of the world and began to share the gospel. So I'm excited whenever I see our young people coming out for the Lord. So listen to them, what they have to share with us from their DR experience. So.
Good morning. So for those online who don't know me, I'm Joe and this is Johan. And today we're going to give you a brief recap of our trip to the Dominican Republic. We came back about a week ago and we consolidated some pictures and videos we'd like to show you. But first I'd like to thank everyone who supported us with donations, prayer support. We really appreciate that, and also to the mission team for funding me and Roge's ticket to go there. So with that, we're going to play a video that we took during our trip.
Hi, Neil. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us in regards to the Unale mission, and just wanted to figure out what was going on, compare the mission from the years we've begun to what it is like today.
Wow. Well, the first year, the family moved out of their house into their garage and gave us all their bedrooms. Now they've put an apartment on the top floor that we stay in. The power goes out constantly. It's not doing that too much now. Typically through the night, you would wake up sweating your brains out. So hot that if you just blink, you'd break out in a sweat. Now the power stays on all night, at least it has for 2 nights. Air conditioning in the rooms, that never happened before. And neither did the power stay on with the fans. So,
Perfect.
So now, what would you say your expectations versus reality of this trip would be?
My expectations were that, hey, you know, we're going to be helping people, and I'd seen pictures from the previous missions about handing sandwiches and food to the people, but it's nothing like actually doing the work, because just handing the food to all these people, you actually have to set it up in order to serve these people, because obviously we can't go to a supermarket and buy the stuff individually. To purchase it in bulk and then separate it is definitely a task, and there are a lot of hands. So as they say, many hands make heavy work light, or light work make lights. Many hands make light of heavy work, something like that. So teamwork makes the dream work. That's what I got. What was the question again?
Yeah, so this is our team that went to the Dominican. So as you can see, that's me, that's Joe, and that's Rhodes, Pat, and Neil. And we were the main members that went to the Dominican and served everyone there. And this is also another photo. We have two little girls in this photo as well. They actually helped out to pack the bags and everything before we set off on our trip to the Batays every day. And yeah, so that's, yeah. And here, this is actually a warehouse that we went to in the beginning of the trip. So here you can see all of us at the warehouse buying all the food. So we had to buy like rice, beans, oil, and other household necessities that people needed to cook their food. And we got the deliveries in that truck. So that truck showed up like pretty much every day. And we would get a fresh new batch of all the goods that we would spend time throughout the day packing. And here's a look at what we were actually packing. So you can see all the goods and the rice bags on the left side. They were all stacked up as high as the ceiling. And we would take all the contents of those bags and put them into little black bags. And those black bags are what we handed out to the people. And you can see all of us working there and just helping pack the bags. And we all had different positions and stuff. So everyone it was like an assembly line almost, and we were just rapidly working on it.
All right, so this is actually when we load the big rice bags with all the black bags into the bus. So you can see it's a school bus, just like our school bus we have here, like the same size. So around noontime, we'd pack all the bags in the back of the bus. And on the right, you can see a man with the motorcycle. He would deliver us the bread. And thanks to you all, the peanut butter, we were able to make about 250 sandwiches a day. So that was great, and we even had leftover peanut butter for the church. So this is when we arrived to the Batay. So everyone is already waiting for us there because the pastor tells them when we're coming. So it was really nice to see them all lined up and they're ready to receive the food. You can see Pastor Belus over there holding the table. He was with us for every Batay that we went to. So this is the church on the left. This church is more developed, I would say. It's in the Batay. They have tile flooring, fans, and instead of tin ceilings, it's actually cement now. So that was a major improvement. And on the right, we can also see a group of girls. They're really excited when we were taking a photo of them. And another big improvement is that they all have clothes. So Pat used to tell me many years ago, you would see children running around naked. They would have nothing. But actually now when we went, a lot of people have clothes. Everyone has clothes. Some people even had smartphones. So it's not to say that, the conditions have drastically improved, but things are slowly improving and we are getting there, so.
So while we were at the Batays and at the churches in the Batays, we actually had to give out lots of food. And the people were actually so excited for when we came. They were surrounding the bus and they were in the church, packing the church. So we didn't actually have the resources to have everyone single file in a line. That's what we did initially. We had everyone single file and get the juices themselves, and also we were serving out the peanut butter sandwiches. But we actually developed a strategy where we had to take 4 or maybe 3 cups of juice, and we had to actually go and give it out to the people in the church. So we had to carry them with our hands, and we had to do it really fast so that everyone had the chance to enjoy the juice and Kool-Aid and the peanut butter sandwiches. So that was a good experience. And you can see all the bags piled up over there. Those are all the bags of food that we had to give out. So we were rapid firing the bags as well so that everyone would have a chance to enjoy their meals. And here is actually the Batay life. So on the left side, you can see what a typical street in the Batay would look like. And that blue thing over there is actually a trash can. So yeah, they have those now instead of throwing it onto the street or whatever they used to do. And you can see the houses, they have tin roofs and the cement is tearing off on the sides. And it's still really bad conditions to be living in. So it's good that we had the opportunity to go and serve them thanks to you all. And on the right side, you can see Rhodes, actually. He was very interactive the whole trip. He was very social. Some would even say he's the life of the party. But yeah, so he was interacting a lot with everyone there, and he really had a good time just making connections with everyone. And that was another part of this trip, just making connections with everyone we saw and everyone we went to, and just making sure we were welcoming to them and their community as well.
So this is the church in the Batey on our first day, I believe. So a lot of people are there, and it goes to show that even after, a long days of work, they still manage to come to church every single day. And I was talking to like some of the pastors' children and their friends. I was saying, I only go to church once a week, and they looked at me like in shock, and they couldn't believe it, because they go every day, and it's just amazing to see. So that's the church, one of the churches. So this is the outside of Pastor Belusa's home. So before COVID, so before 2019, I would say, there was only one floor to this, but after a couple of years, they were able to build a second floor, and that's where we stayed. So in that tiny, on the bottom left, you see that's the garage. So before, pastor and his family would sleep there, and then our mission team would sleep on the right, on the bottom floor. But now we use that tiny corner on the left for packing and distributing the bags. So yeah. So this is the inside of the second floor. This is where we stayed. So you walk through, you get into the family room, and then further away you can see the dining table. That's where we ate our meals. And another big improvement was that there's actually AC in all of the rooms, which was really nice. The power actually didn't go out too much. It only went out like once throughout our whole trip, which was amazing. And a lot of things are actually battery powered now. It's like the water and the lights. So even if the power went out, it wasn't, it was still manageable.
So at the very end of our trip, we had the opportunity to visit a beach with all the members that helped us out. So on the left, you can see all of us like posing for a photo on the beach. And this was a nice way to relax after going to the Bateys for 4 days during our missionary trip. And those other people there, they're actually our age, and they helped us like pack the bags and do everything for us. So they were really helpful throughout this entire trip, and it was great to spend some time with them on the beach and like play some games like soccer or something. And on the right side, we have one of our friends, what's his name again?
Sene.
And we're still in contact with him actually, so he actually helped us like translate Spanish to speak with everyone there, and also we helped him learn a bit of English too. So it was really fun, like getting to know them all and spending time with them on the beach. And that's just us posing for a photo. And also Rose is in the back. He's admiring the sunset in the background, so that was pretty nice too.
All right, so just to wrap this up, so my experience there, it was very impactful. Coming back, it was really eye-opening to see like the things we have compared to what they have. It's a totally different world there. So it goes to show that, even the small things in life, it's important to be grateful, because other people have nothing compared to ours. So and also goes to show that for me personally, like I need to keep doing these missions, serving others and serving God through it.
And yeah, just to add on to that, it was definitely a really eye-opening experience for me as well. So it was really, it was a harsh reality awakening, honestly, just seeing all these people and what they're going through and what they're actually happy about. They're actually very satisfied with what they have. Unlike we have like so much things like here in the U.S. that we take for granted. So it's really eye-opening.
So that's all we have. We're going to just watch a short video from Pat now to wrap up our presentation. Thank you.
Hi, I just want to thank you all. It means much more than I think you'll know. The fact that you sponsored this is what keeps it going. I appreciate it very much, and I'm so happy that you all pitched in, not only with money, but with logistical support, with prayers, with emotional, and just being supportive to us. It's been really great. So I want to talk about the team members just briefly. I think you all know who they are. Neil came along again. It's been great to have him, with the fact that he's able to just kind of observe and think of new things that we can do, ways that we can be supportive to our hosts down there. Rhodes was amazingly helpful, not only because of his ability to translate. We didn't really have a Spanish translator this time, so the Creole was really critical. But also his ability just to kind of observe and see what's going on and see where people need support or help, and his way of just making friends and being open to the people down there, and his way of relating to them was really great, and also to the boys, to Joe and Johan. Joe and Johan, as you know, they're young men that have joined us this year. Both of them were very helpful, very observant of what was going on around them, worked along with everybody else, and supported the team. They were extremely helpful to have along, and I think they learned a lot from it. So I hope that's true, and I hope that they will consider coming again. So we had about 20, almost 20 young people that joined and helped and worked with us and helped us distribute food and so on. It was very interesting. Most of them were probably 12, 13, 14 years old last time we were there. This time they're practically adults. They're all like 2 feet taller, and some of them are hard to recognize. But it's great to see that they're all continuing with the church, and they're all still committed to the Lord. We had fewer older adults with us this time, but because the younger ones were older, that worked out just fine. And we had a couple of old friends who we met the very first year that we went to, 2007, that were with us and helped. And though the ones that have been with us in the past and just continue with us are just so helpful to have along, because they understand us, they understand what we're trying to do, they know how to make things work, and people seem to look up to them. So this slide shows the amount of beans, rice, cornmeal, oil, and so on that we're able to buy. You can see that last time we went in 2019, we were able to distribute almost 2,425 bags of food. The bags had more food in them. They're almost half a pound of rice, almost 7/10 of a pound of beans more. The cost of the food was per item less last time, so the cost was more this time, and we gave out less food, but we did, because of the fact that fewer people were coming to us, and basically because of that, we had enough food for everybody that came. We left a lot of food there to be distributed. We usually are there over a Sunday, so we distributed in the main church in San Pedro as well. Because we're not going to be there, we weren't going to be there on Sunday, we left bags of food for that, and then left also a couple hundred bags of food for the pastor to give out to the families in the area that just don't have access to income and any of their needs. So that was good that we were able to do that. This kind of shows the budget variance between the last time we went and this time. The budget was a little less. Last time we went, there were quite a few more people that traveled. Justine and her husband and several of their youth group went with us as well. So we spent less on food. A lot of the other things were just more because prices are gone up. We did spend less on the van and truck expenses. There were no major issues this time with that. I suspect we probably should have given them more to compensate for some of the things that happened. They had a couple of breakdowns with the bus that we didn't know what those things cost. We just gave them some money, and I hope it was enough. We spent more money in miscellaneous. Instead of $1, it was $253. That was basically mostly donations to the church there. And then we had a new category of subsidizing families with no income. We just left an additional $1,000 because we typically send money every quarter for brothers to buy food and to distribute it. So hopefully this then will last a little longer than it usually would. So that's our trip. Thanks again to everybody that supported us, for your donations, for your prayer support, for just being with us. And thank you.
Meticulously keeping the accounts. But more than that, I think besides distributing food and making connections and all that, what do they need more is the word of God, right? So Joe, you had a conversation with one young boy who had come and asked you for something. Could you share with us how you felt about that particular need?
Yeah, so at one of the betes, I was talking to a little boy. I was trying my best to speak Spanish with him because my Spanish is not that great. But he was telling me how he wanted to read a book in English. And the only books that we had was little pamphlets of the Gospel of John. So I told him, okay, I'll go get you one. Stay right here. And I went to get one, or went to get Pat to get one, and we didn't have any. So at that point, I just didn't know what to do, right? Because I promised him I'd get him one. So, and then I went back and I told him we don't have any. So it was a bit hard to see that, knowing I couldn't do anything. But I think at this point, only praying is the best thing we can do, and continuing to help them and serve them, and to actually go there and be with them. To your presence there, they'll see God through you, and that will really help these conditions improve. So.
Well, thank you. Maybe next time, along with the bags, we also should send some Gospel of John booklets. Put something in the bags and then share the gospel.